Peace, family. How are you guys doing? It is Aliyah here at the House of Kundalini. I just ran to my car because it was raining, and then it just stopped. But anywho, I was in a park with my children, and my two older kids are like, "Mom, stop raining. Can we please just run back out to the park?" So I'm like, "Okay." So I have my two younger kids, who happen to be 1 year old and 1 month, and they're both asleep right now. So I'm just going to do a brief video before I head out. I'm just doing this video because I want to talk about the magical powers of melanin, or Melanin Magick. Yeah, we hear about melanin in terms of pigmentation and everything like that, and yeah, melanin is very powerful when it comes to pigmentation. It's very beautiful when we see our people that is highly melanated as well, or different shades of melanation, I should say. But melanin has so much more expressions than just pigmentation. Melanin is known as the powerhouse of life, or the key of life. On a physical level, melanin does regulate our skin tone and our pigmentation of our hair. It regulates the color of our eyes. It regulates us to distinguish color. Melanin also affects our hearing. It protects our hearing. It also is a natural sunscreen, and it protects us from UV rays. But also melanin controls and regulates our reproductive system. Melanin activates or awakens our senses. Now, in a particular sense, it regulates and activates and empowers our psychic ability. And when we talk about psychic, there's different layers and textures on psychic ability. Melanin can increase our intuition. It can increase our premonition. It increases our ability to astral project. It also increases our ability to clearly and accurately interpret our dreams. It helps us to tap into our past lives. It helps us to communicate with spirit, or spirits, or spirit guides, and deities or energetic forces. It helps us to strengthen our telepathical abilities, whether it is sending out information or receiving it. Melanin helps with invocation and evocation, especially when you're doing like seances or misas and stuff like that. Melanin, very deep. It absorbs energy. And that's one of the reasons why melanin has its color. Melanin is very powerful on so many different levels, and there's different types of melanins and stuff like that. And even melanin helps our ability to interpret pain or have a pain tolerance or what have you. And that's pretty deep too. But because melanin absorbs energy, it absorbs different types of energy of sound in particular I wanted to discuss. And when we think of sound, what do we think of? We think of chanting, pattern of beats, or just music. And music is very, very crucial when we do spirit work. Spirits are definitely appeased by music. And you have melanin and if you activated your melanation, that's one of the ways that you can absorb that energy and work with that spirit or work with the spirits. Listen to my kids laugh. And when we talk about light, melanin is our natural sunscreen. But as the light, as we are outside more, that activation of that melanin is definitely increased because it starts to produce more through the light or what have you. Now, how can we apply the increase of melanin in our spiritual work? Well, like I said, melanin helps with intuition. It helps with premonition. It helps with our ability to tap into our past lives. Now, if you're especially doing divination, things are very important, or important tools to have, or important skills to have. Is to be able to tap into past lives, be able to have an increase in premonition and intuition if used correctly, because sometimes we can't misinterpret our intuition. Well, how else can we apply melanin into our spiritual work? Okay. Well, telepathically. A lot of times spirits communicate with us telepathically. And if we properly receive their information, we can properly know how to give them offerings. What day to do the spiritual work, what time to do the spiritual work, what color should I be wearing when I do this spiritual work, what objects do I need, or do I need any object to do the spiritual work? How can I properly appease you, spirit? And if you're getting these communications, this will help you not to be lost in translation and do spiritual work blindly. Or just like, this spirit likes apples, so I'm going to go and get a bunch of green apples. Maybe that day that damn spirit don't want no damn apples. Okay? Well, I'm just going to throw this black sweater on. No. Maybe the spirit wants you to be wearing all white from head to toe. And especially when we deal with spirit, we can't assume that we're working with them properly. We have to dot our I's and cross our T's when we're dealing with spirit. So that's where the communication is very important. Especially when we talk about invocations, right? And if you're delving into that part of spirit work where you want to do seances and misas and stuff like that, and we know that spirits or deities are very much attracted to sound, and we're playing that music and we have that melanation that is absorbing sound too, it helps you to be one with that spirit. Sometimes it increases the chance of spiritual possession. I mean, some rituals might require it or what have you. And if you don't mind to have another spirit housed in you and you're doing that type of spiritual work that might be necessary to execute the spiritual job, melanin can help you out with that as well. As we talk about melanin, of course, people are going to want to know, is like, well, if it's in our body, how come I can't tap into that? How come I can't astral project? Well, let's talk about how you can activate it. Because yes, you do have melanin, but you might not have enough to do those type of spiritual things. And depending on what type of spiritual work you want to do, because some people don't want to get that deep into spiritual work where they're being possessed or invoking spirits and stuff like that. They might just want to have telepathical messages. or they just want to deal with it on a level of dream interpretation. But anyway, how can you activate it? Well, come out to the sun. Like I said, the sun helps to activate melanation. Proper diet. Melanin is also found in dark leafy green vegetables. Meditation. Reduction of stress. What else? I had a note here. Let's see. Proper sleep. And another thing is that melanin also affects sleep because it's also known as melatonin. Melatonin is also given for insomnia. I'm a nurse by profession, so a lot of doctors or nurse practitioners or physicians give that for insomnia. So here you go. Take a dose of melatonin, and here you go. Proper sleep, proper rest. And like I said, when we deal with dreams, we're dealing with the spirit realm. You can receive a lot of information. But anyway, my daughter is about to wake up. So I'm going to end this video by saying thank you for watching the video. And make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you are interested in any tarot card reading by me, then just read the description box below and follow the steps. All right. Peace.